and dzień dobry, meaning good morning in Polish. And the reason I say that is because today we're going to make some Polish pancakes traditionally made for breakfast, but you can also make them for dessert. And we call them naleśniki. And what's great about this recipe is you can change the filling to have a different taste every time. But today we're going to make some raspberry filled ones. So let's get started. So the ingredients that you're going to need for naleśniki are pretty basic. You're going to need 1 cup of flour, 2 cage-free eggs, 1.5 cup of milk, and I'm using goat milk. It's a great substitute for your regular dairy milk. And you'll need 2 pinches of salt and 3 tablespoons of water. So we'll get started by adding the 2 eggs, and you want to beat that for about 1 minute. So let's get started. Then we're going to add 1.5 cups of milk. You want to mix that too. And next we're going to add our 1 cup of flour and our 2 pinches of salt. Okay, now we're going to let it sit for a few minutes until you see the air bubbles settle, and then we're going to head over to the stove. So now we're ready to make the batter for our naleśniki, but first you want to preheat your oven to 250 degrees because once you're done with the batter, you're going to add those into the oven for about 30 minutes. So preheat your oven for 250 degrees. Okay, now let's get back to the batter. We're going to add some butter to a pan, and then I like this to use a ladle to add the batter. You're just going to want to add that to the center of your pan, like a normal pancake, American pancake. But these are a little lighter than the traditional American pancake, and that's why they're naleśniki. So that's what makes these so good, is that they're a little bit thinner and you can add some filling to it. So we'll go ahead and cook that for a few minutes, and then you'll want to flip it over. Now we're ready for the most important part of the naleśniki, and that is the filling. And again, today we're making the raspberry filling, so you'll need 6 ounces of raspberries, of course. You'll need 2 tablespoons of regular sugar, 2 egg yolks, a drop of vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, 2 tablespoons of whipping cream, and of course you'll need some cottage cheese. I'm using the organic small curd size. So you'll definitely need the small curd size. Make sure you read the labeling on your cottage cheese when you do buy it. And what we're going to do is just mix it all together in a bowl. So let's do it. So we're just going to add the cottage cheese. You'll need about 16 ounces, so 2 cups of cottage cheese. You want to add your eggs, mix that, then you'll add your 2 tablespoons of sugar, and you want to measure out 2 tablespoons of whipping cream. You want a pinch of salt, and then we're going to add, of course, our raspberries. Since raspberries are easy to mix and kind of chop up, I just left them as whole and I mix them as I go along. Then you want to add a drop of vanilla, 1 or 2, depending how much you like vanilla. And then we'll head on over to our naleśniki and start wrapping them. So now our naleśniki are done. Now it's time to add the filling. Let's do it. So now our naleśniki have been rolled and filled, and now we're ready to put them into a 250-degree oven for about 30 minutes. And you'll want to cover it with some foil too. It'll keep them nice and moist and soft.